Hello, thank you for joining me. My name's David Charles, International Psychic Medium. Today I'm doing a reading for you called What Are His Real Intentions? What does he really plan to do? Not what does he tell you, what does he really want? Or he or she, of course. I'm going to do a pick a card reading. Which pack should we use? Let's try that one there. And it's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, next year. It makes no difference. No theme tunes, no credits, we'll get straight on with it. Pick a card reading. If you've been with me before, you'll know. If not, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. You could help me do that. And click the bell icon below if you'd like to be notified each time I upload new videos, which is usually every few days. Welcome to Devon, just not far from the sea, and it's just starting to get dark now in the United Kingdom, in England. And probably I think the most beautiful place in the UK is North Devon, with the cliffs and the rocks. So, this is a timeless reading. There are 4 packs of cards here for you to choose from. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Which one do you like? Which one do you fancy? Use your intuition, use your psychic ability. Go with what feels right for you and pick a set of cards. 1, 2, 3 or 4. I'll put 2, 3 and 4 over there. I'll put timestamps below for you, so you can go straight to the number you chose. You don't have to watch all the others. Right, let's see. What is he really thinking? What does he really want? Not what is he thinking, but what does he really want that he may not be telling you the full story of, or he may be just waiting for the right moment. Let's have a look. Now, at the end of this reading, we'll use some oracle cards, and then I'm going to give you some magic numbers, lucky numbers for your lotteries and your things like that. Gambling, casinos, but don't gamble more than normal, as you'll get me into trouble. So, number 1. As I say, it's timeless. You'll find the reading when you're meant to, when your spirit guides want you to. And if you found this today, number 1, there will be a message in here for you somewhere. So let me know below if you get one, or get a few. I'll tell you the negatives first. That's all the negative stuff. Get that out of the way. Then we keep the good stuff till the end, all the surprises and nice things at the end of the reading, and then your lucky numbers, which could change your life, by the way. To start off, this chap or lady, could be either, what they're really thinking is, I believe, that they're frightened of losing you, which is quite surprising. I didn't think I'd pick up that from the spirit world, but that's what I've got. I think they are frightened of losing you because they've done something that they feel they may maybe not have done, or they have something to tell you that they are maybe afraid to tell you in case they lose you. That's the feeling I'm getting, number 1, for some of you. This won't resonate with everybody. Take in what does and ignore what doesn't. Or choose another pack. You can have more than one pack. You can choose more than one. So, I think at the moment, you, number 1, are being careful. You're being a bit standoffish. You may not be giving this person as much love as you'd like to. You're both a little bit dithery at the moment, it seems. This person, the man or woman, is frightened of getting some karma for something he or she may have done years ago. And I don't think it's a big deal, but obviously they do. They feel that they've done something that you may not particularly like, but I think their feelings are quite wrong, and I think you would put up with it, whatever it was. I don't think it's that serious. But to me, I think number 1, this person is hiding things from himself or from herself. They're refusing to face up to the reality of what they really want to do. I don't think there's anything deceitful going on, but he or she is frightened of losing you, and that could happen because it's in the reading that there could be a loss. Now, you could lose money, you could lose your wallet, your purse, your credit cards. But losses in psychic readings, as you probably know, are nearly always avoidable. If you've got any spiritual side of you, you'll know that. Losses are not normally bereavements and death and that sort of thing. They are classed as major secrets. The spirit world don't reveal that. You may see it in the Hollywood movies, but there's some kind of loss possible in the reading for you, number 1. And I believe that it's him or her frightened of losing you, and if they're not careful, they could lose you. You could lose each other, which would be a bit of a shame because there's no message from the spirit to say that you should do that. And there very rarely is in these readings. So, it appears to me, number 1, that you're quite psychic, and that you may be picking up this person's vibes that may have led you to watch this video because you've got an inkling that something's not quite right. As I said, I don't think it's a big deal. I just think it's something that's trivial, that he or she may be blowing up out of all proportion. The negatives here indicate that you are guarded, you're being careful, and he or she may be doing the same thing, and you may end up cancelling each other out. And you may end up moving on to a different romance or a different connection, which I think maybe, it's not a certainty, but I think it would be a bit of a shame. I think it's worth a go. I think this person that you're dealing with, or the connection we're looking at, he or she is dealing with officialdom. He could have problems with the tax department or something similar to that. He's dealing with official people, people in authority that he doesn't particularly want to deal with in the coming months, maybe not yet. There are lots of psychic dreams coming your way, number one. So look out for your dreams, especially, as I always say in these readings, if they're repetitive dreams, they are spirit messages, and the spirits are trying to get through, and you're not getting it, so they keep repeating it in dreams. And they'll come to you in other dreams, daydreams as well. Look out for that. I think that the two of you will get what you deserve. And I think you deserve each other to at least give it a go. I'm not suggesting that you're Romeo and Juliet, but I think you already know that, some of you. Of course, some of you may already be married to this person. You may be married for many years, and you wonder what his real intentions are, what he really wants. Because what he thinks and what he wants may not be the full story. What he reveals to you may not be what he really wants. He may be not a bit dodgy, but a bit secretive at the moment. He may be keeping things back. And I think that you've sussed that out, and that you know he probably is. And you want to know what he's thinking. I think he's got some hidden skeleton in the cupboard, which is an unusual thing I don't pick up in many readings. And he thinks it's worse than it is. And if he came to you with it and explained it to you, something that happened long ago, I think that you would put it to bed. I think you would get over it and move forwards. Let me tell you some good stuff now. I said I'd keep the good stuff to the end. For a start off, your finances are improving, number one, which is not the title of the reading, I know, but I will tell you everything. Looks as though something you've invested in for a while, could be actual monetary investment that you've made years ago, or you've invested your time and your effort in, is starting to come to fruition, and your ships are coming in. Finances are definitely improving, slowly but surely, but they are improving for most of you. Be careful of losses, as I said. If you're gambling, be careful. Use the lucky numbers I'm going to give you later, because they could change your life. They are special. Watch out for your dreams. Look after your spiritual side. Don't ignore it. It's not all coincidences. Number one, things are good. If you're dealing with legal paperwork, watch what you're signing, especially if it's regarding marriage or divorce, because it could be for some of you. As I keep saying, it won't resonate with all of you. As far as I can see, number one, your luck is about to change dramatically for the better, and this will be involving this person. So unless you decide to lose each other by not dealing with this minor issue, which seems to be, as I said, blown out of all proportion, as long as you give it a go, I think you'll enter a very, very lucky period romantically. So it's up to you, really. You can let it go, you can allow him to dither on, or you can go to him and say, he or she, something's bothering you and I need to know what it is. And if he or she says no, then look into their eyes, as I'm looking into yours, number one, and say to them, I think you've got something on your mind, and see what the reaction is. Put the comments below. If you want to email me privately, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can send me private messages there. And if you want a reading with me, you can book me on there, a reading from anywhere in the world on the telephone, davidcharlespsychic.com. If I'm not free, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only choose the best. If they're not the best, they don't get in my team. So my team are the elite. The positives here are psychic activity, a run of extreme good fortune that you could miss, so be careful you don't miss that. Otherwise you'll be commenting below that you didn't see this good fortune. Good fortune usually comes in the form of offers and opportunities, but it could well be, and I think it is, linked to this connection we're looking at, this man or this lady. If you process that right and progress right with it, your luck will change incredibly dramatically for the future, for at least 2 or 3 months. Your finances are improving. You've got some karma coming, number one, which means you're about to get what you deserve. And I think that your karma is good, so nothing to worry about there. If you've been bad, of course you'll pay. And most psychics, witches, mediums believe that karma is threefold. So if you get karma, you get it 3 times over. If you've been good, you get 3 times rewarded. If you've been naughty, you're going to pay 3 times. And if anyone's been bad to you, they're going to pay for that as well. It's not negotiable. You may not find out, but we all get karma, every one of us. And you will. So let's take a look at the oracle cards and see if they back up what I've been telling you in the main reading. I'm going to do 4 of these for you, then your lucky numbers. So, the first card is a fire card. This one says to you, events are happening at a fast pace. Many things will happen at once. So I think once you work out what's bugging this chap or this lady, then I think things will speed up. And they'll speed up towards energy, well, the energy of fire. There's a fire. Nice, looks like a nice campfire there. Maybe they're dining out for Christmas. Because when I'm filming this, it's December. But you may watch this in July or Valentine's Day. Makes no difference. Events are happening for you at a fast pace. Many things will happen at once, number one. Remember that. You heard it here first. David Charles, Psychic. Let's have another fire card. And more candles this time. This one is saying to you, you've come into your own, continue and move forward. So your confidence is growing. You've come into your own. You're realizing that you are a special person, and you are a special person, number one. And it's time for you to move forward. So sort out this thing. It's backing up everything I've told you and move forward, okay? I think most of you will understand what that means. Not all of you, but most of you. A water card this time. This time it's saying to you, oh, a beautiful photograph. Can you make that out there? This card is saying to you, trust your intuition and care for yourself and others. Well, you do that anyway, number one. You're a caring person anyway. Otherwise, you wouldn't have the indications of your psychic ability. Because most psychics are quite caring people, real ones. And they care about other people. They care about their loved ones and they care about strangers. If you see someone in the street sleeping cold and rough, which you may do at the moment here, then you're likely to give them the money for a cup of coffee or something, or even more. You're a generous person, number one. So that's a good point for you. Trust your intuition, care for yourself and others, which you do anyway. One more water card, oracle card. It's a water card. Fast frozen in time, a droplet of water. Good photography. This one says to you, number one, you're more powerful than you realize. It's safe for you to be more powerful. So it's saying to you again, look at your psychic ability. Psychic ability doesn't mean power, but it means you're empowered to look at things and see through all the negatives and the flim-flam. You'll see the good side of people before they even speak. You'll know if people are good or bad by the way you feel when you look at them. And you'll know if situations are good or bad. And you'll be ready for all of that kind of thing if you do what these cards are saying to you. So it says to you, you're more powerful than you realise. It is safe for you to be more powerful. Now, I'm going to give you some lucky numbers. Your lucky numbers are, number one. First one is number 5, number 10, number 14, 21, 31 and 39. These numbers may be familiar to you. They could be birthdays, they could be wedding days, they could be your social security number, they could be addresses you've lived at. They may be totally irrelevant, but they are important. These are magic numbers just for you, number one. I picked these for you earlier from my spirit messages, and they are 5, 10, 14, 21, 31 and 49. They're good for lotteries, for casinos, for gambling, but please do not gamble more than you normally would, otherwise you'll get me shot. So, summing up, number one, you've got a very positive reading here. I think your person, the person of interest that we're looking at, he or she, What are their real intentions? I think they're unsure themselves. But once they work it out and figure it out, and you may need to coax it out of them, things will be fine. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you watch this alone or you're lonely. It means the world to me that you watch this if you're lonely. I know what it's like. It's not a good thing for you. So please subscribe to my channel. Please give me a like if you like it, and click the bell icon. Share me with your friends on social media. And it's been wonderful talking to you. Comment below if you would. I love to see the comments. I answer all my comments. And I'll see you soon. Remember my motto, number one. My motto is, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And of course, I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello. If you chose number 2, this one is for you. Let's find out. What's he really want? What is he really after? What does he really think and feel? Not so much what does he think, but what are his real intentions? Or her. This could be a lady we're looking at. I'm sure you want to know. As I said, this is a timeless reading. You'll find this reading, number 2, when the spirit world want you to find it. If you've found this reading and you chose these numbers, these cards, there will be messages in here for you somewhere. You can pick more than one stack, but for this one, I'm going to tell you the negatives first, get them out of the way, and then at the end we tell you the lovely positives and the surprises. So, after the surprises and the good stuff at the end, I'm going to give you some lucky numbers, magic numbers that could help you with lotteries, casinos, anything like that, but don't gamble more than usual. I'll also be using oracle cards to confirm or deny what I'm about to tell you. This person, man or woman, doesn't have to be a he, could be a she, is worried about something. They're a worrier and they're worried about you. So they must have feelings for you. They're not sleeping properly, and they're up all night with their worries for company. Now, they may have other worries they don't want to bother you with. As far as their feelings for you, what they really intend for you, I think they're considering, and I'm serious about this, number 2, I think they are genuine and their intentions are to make something more permanent with you. That's what I think their intentions are. They may not tell you yet, you may not know for a year or 2, but eventually their intentions, what they really want, number 2, is you. That's what I believe, and that's what I'm telling you. That's what the spirits are telling me to tell you. I said I'd tell you the negatives first, and there aren't many really, so I'm struggling with that straight away. I think your stress levels have been high, but they're going down. Even that's good. I think there are some stress issues with possible movement of house, but that also will involve the person we're looking at, so that looks good as well. Sometimes when you do readings like this, what do they really want? You pick up some negatives and a bit of naughtiness, but not in your case, number 2. I think that you have a good man or woman here. It may be a friend, it may be a relative, it could be one of your kids we're looking at. It doesn't have to be a love thing. Whoever it is, what they really want is honourable. I don't think they're deceiving you. I don't think they are misleading you or being naughty in any way. If this doesn't resonate, and it won't resonate with all of you, it's a general reading, pick a different stack. But for most of you, I think the person we're looking at is genuine. And I would tell you straight away if I didn't believe that. So, they like to study, they like to work, they like to read books or newspapers, they like to take in information. So they could be linked to education or something similar, but that could be you as well. I'm picking up number 2. There's education in the reading, learning, study, and possible teaching as well. Are you teaching someone a new job, or is he or she? Do they teach for a living? Are they linked to information with journalism or something like that? I think what you have here, for some of you, number 2, are children. At least 1 or 2 children are coming through the reading. It may be yours. It may be who we're looking at now. It could be one of your kids. It could be his or her children. They're in the reading. They're not a negative. Yet again, even that is positive. So, if you're thinking of going on some kind of studying course, it's a great time. But it could be the connection we're looking at as well. Or it could be just them that is thinking of going on some kind of course where they learn, or they may even teach. As far as you and the connection are concerned, number 2, there is movement in this reading. Now that can be movement of house, it can be a movement of job, but it can also be a movement of your feelings. You could be moving sometimes further apart, but in this case, I think you're moving closer together like that, like a binding or a coming together. Not necessarily a soulmate thing, but that can follow later. I think that you will receive some kind of message, offer, or commitment. That's the word I'm looking for. You may receive more of a commitment from this person if it's a love thing or a friendship thing. He or she really wants you, as I said. It may be that they're frightened, that you may be already engaged. You could be married already. Some people that watch these readings are. You may be going through a marriage that's falling apart and you're ready to move on to this new connection, or this connection. You may not be new, he or she. So there seems to be some kind of stumbling block. It's not a negative thing because the reading is so positive, number 2. But there may be some connection that is preventing you to, or preventing he or she from making this commitment offer, which I believe they're planning. So what do they really want? That's the question. That's what this thing is called today, this reading. What they really want is you. Whether they would tell you now or next year or 2 years from now, I still think that's what the end result is, what they would desire. They may not get you. You may say no. You may say, no, thank you, I'm married. You may say, no, thank you, I'm otherwise engaged. But a lot of you are going to say yes. A lot of you will be pleased with this thing and glad that it's happening, and it will bring you happiness. But it won't apply to all of you. You can find out probably more with the lucky numbers, and I'm going to do some oracle cards in a minute as well to see if it clarifies and backs up what I'm telling you. Let me tell you the positives before I give you your lucky numbers, magic numbers. Your stress levels are going down, and if you've got children, it will involve them too. So things may have been a bit fraught recently, and I think your levels of stress will go down, and it will be linked to this connection, he or she. Perhaps they'll take you out or take you away for a weekend to get you to chill out and relax. There is movement in the reading, as I said. The spirit messages for you, number 2, appear to be coming mainly from an older man in spirit who could be with you right now at this very moment. Doesn't matter when you're watching this, 10 years from now, there seems to be a male spirit guide with you wherever you are. It comes up lots and lots in these readings. That's, I think, they get you to watch these videos. You could be at work, you could be sitting in the car somewhere in a lay-by, you could be taking a bath, but there's a spirit guide with you right now. Speak to him, because I think it's a man. Could be an old granddad you lost, or someone you don't even know who it was. It could be someone you lost before you were even born, number 2. But there is, for most of you now, at this moment, a spirit guide watching over you, loving you and caring for you. It's nothing to be scared of. You're very, very lucky. You'll always have spirit guides around, but there's sometimes one will come out and show in these readings more than the others. There could be a group of them around you. There could be a family of them around you. But they are there, and this man is there. It's a wise person who knows, well, they've been around a bit when they lived on this plane. They got great experience, and they care about you, number 2. It's someone, I think, if you did know them, you love them just as much as they love you now. So you may have been quite sorry when they passed over. The reading for me, for you, number 2, the messages coming to me for you are of movement, learning, study, teaching, and richness. This reading, yes, this reading indicates that you are going to be rich. Now that is a big thing for me to say, but richness, as you know, doesn't always mean money. It can sometimes. The lucky numbers may help with that. But richness in a psychic reading is a spiritual thing, and it usually means richness in your heart, inside you. So the question is, number 2, what would make you feel rich? I can see it in your eyes. I know what it is. It's love, contentment, maybe passion, and someone to care for, and someone to care for you. And that's what's predicted. Richness can mean money, but I think in your case, it's happiness, peace, calmness, tranquility. You may not have had that in the past, We've all had some problems in the past, but I think your future now, number 2, particularly with this person, is looking really, really positive. And I think your levels of stress are going down, and they're going down significantly. They've not been too bad, but you have been a bit stressed. Some readings show a lot of stress, but if you're moving, it's happiness. That will bring good stuff as well. Watch out for a commitment or an offer of a spiritual thing, a love thing from this connection. If it's a child or one of your own children, it will still involve love, possibly as like a mother and son love, that kind of thing, or a sister and brother love. It could be just one of your friends, but somebody, the connection you're concerned with, is going to come up with something special. It may not be for another year, maybe 2 years if it's a love thing, but it could be next week. It could be tomorrow, actually. Watch out for that. Let's see what the oracle cards confirm what I've told you. I'm going to pick 4 of those for you, and here they are. They're only shuffled once before I do any of these readings, so I don't know what's coming up. And this one first is a fire card. Looks like a flower on fire. Good photography. There's news of an exciting new endeavour. Use your ingenuity. So, it tells me you are clever. You have a way of learning things, doing things, education again. Use your ingenuity. Things are coming up for you. Things are good. It backs up what I said. News of an exciting new endeavour. Could be a new hobby. Could be a new job for some of you. But it could be a new commitment from this person we're looking at. And that, for most of you, I'm sticking my neck out saying it's a very high likelihood. Let me know in the comments below. If you want to comment to me privately, please email me at my website. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. If you want a reading with me from anywhere in the world on the telephone, you can book me on my website. If I'm not free, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only pick the best. They've got to be good to get in my team. So that's davidcharlespsychic.com. Please subscribe as well, and thank you for watching if you're alone, especially if you're lonely. Let's try the second one, another fire card. The moon floating over the sea. Clever. This one's saying to you, you're embarking on a road that brings you the joy and abundance. Backing up what I've just told you, richness. Richness is coming, number 2. You need to embrace it, to allow it in, think positive. Think of my motto, I'll tell you at the end. But your luck is changing, and it's changing good, and you're going to be rich. Most of you. As I said, if it doesn't resonate with you, pick one of the other piles. But let's try the third one, another fire card. In fact, they're all fire cards. Looks like the desert. Is that the sea in the distance? I don't know. Interesting. This one says to you, number 2, let go of the past. Embrace the light and the joy of a new day. Embrace the light and the joy of a new day. That word light comes up a lot in these things, of course it would. Let the light shine from within you. Let go of the past. If that's what's holding you back, let it go. Don't hurt anybody, you'll get karma. Let go of the past and embrace the new day. Because good things are coming, number 2. 3. Number 2. Third card, sorry. Let's try the fourth one. A tree. Another fire card, strange. A tree in the middle of a field. That always reminds me of the movie Race with the Devil. Peter Fonda, about witches, witchcraft. Great film, Race with the Devil. If you get a chance to see it, it's a good film. This one says courage and creativity is rewarded with abundant resources. Courage to move on, maybe. Courage to let go of the past, as I've told you. Creativity, education, it's all coming together. Courage and creativity is rewarded with abundant resources. What could be better? I mean, some readings I do would frighten the life out of you. There's nothing wrong with this one. And now I'm going to give you some magic. Lucky numbers that were picked just for you, number 2. So get a pen if you want one. If not, you can pause the video or keep running it back and write them down. These numbers are good for lotteries. You're doing the lottery this week. Casinos, as I keep saying, do not gamble more than usual. Be sensible. But I'll tell you your lucky numbers. Number 2. The first one is 16, 18, 22, 31, 43 and 49. Now these numbers I picked for you earlier with the help of my spirit guides. They could be familiar, they could be birthdays, they could be wedding dates, anniversaries, they could be your old address numbers where you've lived. They may mean nothing at all, but they are special numbers. Use them for lotteries, and I'm going to give you lucky numbers after every reading in future, so please subscribe. I'll give them you again: 16, 18, 22, 31, 43 and 49. Let me know if you have a big win down below, or you can email me on my website davidcharlespsychic.com. Thank you so much for watching this. I do appreciate it. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers, so please subscribe. And remember, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello. If you chose number 3, this one is for you. This is called, what are his true intentions? What does he really want? Maybe he's not telling you something. He or she could be a woman, doesn't have to be a chap. He or she, what are they really thinking? What do they really want? Not what they're thinking, what do they really want? This is a timeless reading, as I said earlier. You can find this today, tomorrow, next week, or 10 years from now. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading number 3 when your spirit guides want you to find it. If you found it today and you chose this pack and these cards, there will be a message in here for you somewhere, so stick with me. If not, pick one of the other stacks. You can have more than one, you can have 2 or 3 if you want. But this is number 3, and I'm going to tell you all the bad things first, the negatives first. Not bad, but the negatives. Get them out of the way, and then we do the positives and all the nice surprises at the end. So stay with me till the end. Then we use some oracle cards, and then I'm going to give you some magic numbers, lucky numbers that can help you with lotteries, casinos, anything like that. And these are special numbers that I've selected for you with my spirit guides just before we started filming this. So stay with me till the end for your lucky numbers. The question is, what are his real intentions? And a special welcome to you if you're watching this alone or lonely, by the way. What are his true intentions? I believe some of you, number 3, not all of you, but some of you are the victim of trickery and deceit. Now that may not be from the connection, but that's the main title, so it could be. It tells me that you may be, or you may be about to meet someone who's a bit deceitful, a bit dodgy and a bit tricky. Now it may not be him or her, it could be someone you're mixing with, but it's in this reading. Somebody could actually steal from you. Of course they could steal your heart, so you need to be aware of that. And I think some of you will know exactly what I mean already. There are, unfortunately, some tears in your reading. Number 3, these are probably symbolic tears. It can mean crying over spilt milk. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're crying now, but tears can mean tears of regret, wishing you could go back and change something and do it differently, but of course you can't. You can only learn from past mistakes. These are your negatives. The good stuff is coming. I think you're working hard at this connection. If it's a love thing, you're working hard at it, so credit to you for that. I think the person, for some of you, may be a bit dodgy, but not all of you. In fact, it seems to me, number 3, that you may be making this harder than it should be. You may be making the romance or the connection harder than it should be. It may not be a romance. It could be your child, your son or your daughter, or your mum or dad that we're looking at. But for a lot of you, it will be a romantic thing. I think you're stressed, and I think he or she is also stressed. Stress comes out in all sorts of readings, but yours is very, very high at the moment. So you need somehow, number 3, to unwind. So if you go to the gym or whatever, if you call that unwinding, I don't think I do, but maybe get in a spa, jacuzzi, have a massage, get some Reiki, do some yoga. But whatever chills you out, whatever lowers your stress level, number 3, you need to do it, and you need to do it now, soon. Not now, don't leave the video, but soon. Maybe tomorrow. I think you've got a second person heading your way, a second connection. So if you're looking at men romantically, it will be a man. If you're looking at girls, it will be a girl, but someone's heading your way, a person that travels a lot, that is bright, charismatic. When they walk in the room, you'll know they're there. But once again, they may not be trustworthy with other people. You may be finding that they're a bit flirty, or a bit of a womanizer if it's a chap, or if it's a girl, she may be a girl that likes the chaps a bit too much. So I'm not saying they'll deceive you, but they're going to be popular with the opposite sex. Or if they're gay, they'll be popular with their own sex, of course. But that's the negatives out of the way. I don't think you're sleeping too well, number 3. I think you're a bit of a worrier. But that, of course, could apply to this connection as well. He or she may be the same. I'm seeing sleepless nights linked to stress, and stress linked to sleepless nights. I can't really see anything that is disastrous. There's no losses or anything like that in the reading. If you've got losses, you may have already experienced some losses. You may have lost your purse or your wallet or something, but there are none really predicted at the moment as I see it now. But if someone knocks on your door selling double glazing, don't buy it, because it may not be the connection, but there is trickery coming. There's deceit, and there's a person heading your way who is adored and loved by everybody, but they're wrong. This is a bad person, a dodgy person. They're funny, they've got charisma, they've got the gift of the gab, they could sell sand to the Arabs, as they say, but they're up to no good. Now, if this is your connection, you've got to be careful. I hope for your sake that it isn't, but be careful. The other chap or lady heading your way could be a bit of a flirt, so watch out for that as well. So it doesn't sound good so far, does it? But it's going to get good now, because I'm going to tell you the good stuff. Is it good though? Because you're being contacted, I think it's good, by somebody from the past. Now, somebody from the past that you may have loved when you were younger, when all the world was young and you fell in love and looked in each other's eyes. As I'm looking into your eyes, number 3, you may have fallen in love with this person years ago, and somehow you lost each other. Maybe he married somebody else, or she married somebody else, got married, had kids. Now, as the years have passed by, they may be heading back, probably because of social media and Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. It's happening a lot, and I deal with the aftermath of it when people call me for psychic readings. But this one seems to be okay. There's a connection to the past here. I mentioned at the beginning of this reading, number 3, that you may be crying over spilt milk. Well, symbolically, of course, I don't think they're real tears, but the crying over spilt milk may be coming to an end. So you've got a confusing, well, not a confusing, but complicated setup here. You've got one man around you or lady that is a bit dodgy. You've got another one that can't be trusted when they're not out of your sight with the other girls or boys. And then you've got someone from the past. And I nearly always say in these readings, do not go backwards, because the spirit world usually point to that. But they're not doing that today. In fact, I think that you and this person from the past may fall in love again and realize, really, you never really fell out of love. There seems to be a connection with you that is bringing you together. If it's not from the past, then it's someone new, but it's coming, number 3. I'll tell you straight away, it's coming. I'll repeat, it won't apply to all of you, but it's going to apply to an awful lot of you. It may be linked to the lucky numbers I'm going to give you, so they could be important. But I think that you loved somebody. It was probably maybe the first person you ever really loved, the first person you ever kissed. It's very romantic. I love romantic reading, and this is one of them. I really, because I'm a big softie, because I'm a water sign. And I think love is coming your way. And I think, number 3, that you've wanted something for years and years and years. You've never had it. I'm not sure what it is. It's not a car. Could be a nice house. But something you've always wanted. What is it? It's going to be given to you soon. The powers of the universe are giving you something you've wanted for years. Now, normally when that comes in a reading, it's love that they give you. So watch out for that. So you've got some bad stuff that's easily overcomable. Is there such a word as overcomable? And you've got some great stuff coming. And you've got something coming to you that you wanted for many years, and it's coming, and you're going to find it fulfilling. You're going to find it adorable, and you're going to be really happy. This is, I believe, emotion. I don't think it's money or lottery wins or anything like that, but with the lucky numbers you could change that. So, stop crying over spilt milk. You can't change the past. Stop overdoing it and working too hard. You're working too hard on romance with this person that we're looking at, and I think you may find it could be the dodgy person. I hope it isn't. It could be the person from the past, and what they really want, I don't think is all that honourable for some of you, put it that way. You're not going to like hearing that, but I've got to tell you what I see. However, that's going to change. Once you've sorted that out, what this person is really up to, you can move on to happier stuff. But don't make hard work of it. If the person is not worth it, don't work too hard. Give it a certain amount of effort and then give up if that's the way it turns out. I think you'll know what I mean. Let's see if the oracle cards back you up, and then your lucky numbers, and they could change your life forever. 4 oracle cards. These were shuffled before I started any of these readings. They only get shuffled once. I don't know what's coming up. This first one is a water card. We'll see if they back up your main reading. What a picture that is. Good photographer there. He must have got a bit wet. This one's saying to you, this water card, the deep blue sea washes away your cares and concerns. Do you live by the sea like I do? I'm right by the Atlantic Ocean. And on a windy day you can hear it crashing against the rocks and cliffs. The reading is saying to me, to say to you, get out in nature. If you can get to the sea, do so. The sea washes away your cares and your feelings and your worries. So if you can lay down on the couch and visualize the sea, laying on a nice warm beach somewhere, do so. If you can get to the sea, even better. But try and get outside, even if it's really cold, go for a walk, take the dog if you've got a dog. And I think getting out there will clear up some of the confusion, because your life, as your thing with this connection goes, it seems a bit fraught at the moment. And I keep repeating, it's going to get better, okay? Don't get distressed. You can blame me if it doesn't. The deep blue sea washes away your cares and concerns. So if you can't get to the sea, lie down, close your eyes on the couch or on the bed and imagine it. Feel it washing away your cares and woes. And you can always watch my readings, of course. And if you want a private reading with me on the phone from anywhere in the world, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. If I'm not free on there, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only pick the best. If they're not the best, they don't get in my team. So my team are the elite. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. Let's take a look at the second oracle card and do 4 of these for you. This one is an earth card. Oh, there's a nice photograph. The sunshine going down, I think, or is it coming up? Heal the critic in you, in your mind, and your body will grow stronger every day. This tells me that you're picking on yourself. You're being too critical of yourself, number 3, and you've got to back off and give yourself a break. I think you're trying too hard. It's backing up what I said. You're working too hard. You may be working too hard with your career as well, or your studies. But you're making life more difficult than it really should be, number 3. So, let's read that again. Heal the critic inside you in your mind, and your body will grow stronger every day. Hope you understand that. Stop picking on yourself. Don't be hypercritical of yourself. Give yourself a break and realize that you're a good person, and you deserve a good person to love you as well, and that's what you're going to get, although it may be somebody from your past. Let's try the third one. Exciting reading this. Good reading. There's a nice sunshine through pink clouds. Looks like a picture of heaven, however you perceive heaven, of course. Each thought leaves an echo. Keep yours positive only from now on. I'm sure you know what that means. Everything you think leaves an echo. It's like karma. It makes a mark. Your thoughts and words go out to the universe. After a while, they return. So your thoughts leave an echo. Keep your thoughts positive only from now on. Be positive. Stop overdoing it. Be positive that happiness will find you. You're not looking for it, it's going to find you. Happiness will find you, number 3. Remember, you heard it first here, David Charles Psychic. Last oracle card, then your magic numbers. Don't go away without your numbers. This one's an air card, a circle of clouds. Another beautiful photograph. Is it real though? Is it Photoshop? What you're feeling isn't fear, it's excitement. Embrace it. That card does come up a lot. What you're feeling is not fear, it's excitement. Embrace it. Go with it. Enjoy it. Enjoy your life. That's what you're here for. You're not here to be working all the time and overdoing it. That's part of it, of course. But enjoy every moment of every day. Live every moment. I'll read it to you again. What you're feeling isn't fear, it's excitement. Enjoy it. Let's give you your lucky numbers. Now, these lucky numbers are good for lotteries, for casinos, but I always say, do not gamble more than you should. Be sensible, otherwise you'll get me shot. These numbers came out today from my spirit messages when I was doing this before the readings, and these numbers are strange because they're almost consecutive. You may notice I never give numbers above 50, so I'll tell you what these numbers are. You might need a pen, or of course you can slow the video down or pause it and run it back. These numbers for you are 2, 4, 12, 13, 15 and 16. Very unusual to get all low numbers like that, but that's what the Spirits gave me today for you, number 3, that chose this. So write them down. I'll give them you again. You may recognize these. They could be birthdays, they could be anniversaries, they could be wedding days, they could be your future wedding day, they could be your kids' birthdays or your mum and dad's birthdays. But they are important numbers. You may not recognize any of them, but write them down because these numbers could change your life. And they are 2, 4, 12, 13, 15 and 16. Special numbers. I'm going to give you lucky numbers after all of my readings from now on, so please subscribe because these numbers can change things for you. And thank you so much for watching me, especially those of you who are alone. It's been a pleasure talking to you from beautiful North Devon in England, where it's now got dark. And please subscribe, give me a like if you would, help me get 1,000 subscribers, share me with your friends on Facebook and all that stuff, and comment below because I love to see your comments and I answer all of them. I'll let you go now, number 3, and remember, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello, if you chose number 4, this one's for you. What are his real intentions? What does he really want? Let's find out. Is he being naughty and deceitful? Is he genuine? What's his real motives? For her, this doesn't have to be a chap, it could be a girl, a lady. It could be your son or your daughter. It could be a family member. But for most of you, number 4, it will probably be a lover. And let's find out the good stuff at the end and the negatives first. I'll tell you the negatives first, get them out of the way, and at the end we do all the good stuff, the surprises and the nice things at the end. So stay with me till the end. After that we do some oracle cards to see if they back up, lose my voice, if they back up what I've told you. And then I'm going to give you some magic numbers, lucky numbers for lotteries, bingo, casinos, and they're going to help you hopefully to strike it rich maybe, but don't gamble more than usual or you get me into trouble. So, special welcome to you if you're watching this alone. That means a lot to me, especially if you're lonely. It means a lot to me that you bother watching my videos. What is this person really up to? What are they thinking? What are their motives? That's the title of this reading, number 4. And I'm going to give you the good stuff at the end. So the negatives for the moment are that this person may be a bit skint, may be struggling with money. Not for all of you. This won't resonate with all of you. You can pick more than one set of cards if you want. But for a lot of you, I think you've got a chap or a girl here that's struggling with money. And they're coming to the end of an era of their life. And that could apply to both of you. There seems to be an ending here, number 4. And that can be the end of a problem, but it can also be the end of something good. But although an ending in a reading can be quite sad, it can also be very exciting because an ending means a new beginning. So you've got the choice here. He or she is going to come to an ending soon. That's pretty much a certainty. It may involve you and you may get caught up with it and you may find that you've got an ending as well and a new beginning. I think the person we're looking at here is honest with you, but I think he or she's got something to hide. I think they're secretive. I think for some of you they're a bit moody. I think some of you find them a bit deep and hard to get close to, and that really can annoy you. And that may be why you've been guided by Spirit to watch this reading. This is a timeless reading. You can watch it now or 10 years from now. It makes no difference. If the Spirit guides got you to watch this, today is the right time. You chose this pack of cards, this stack. You chose these cards, number 4, so there will be meanings in here for you somewhere. So watch to the end when we get to the good stuff. I think the person you're looking at really may do a bit of travelling, he or she. I think they're a bit of a plodder. They're a bit boring sometimes, or a bit predictable. Boring is probably too bad a word, but predictable could be the word. And that can sometimes grate on you a bit and annoy you. But I think for a lot of you, they've got something to hide. Now that doesn't mean they're deceitful every time. They may be hiding things because they don't want to hurt your feelings. But if it's someone new and they've got something to hide and it's a love thing you're looking for, make sure the thing they're hiding isn't another lady or another man, because that can be the meaning of this. They're hiding something from you, but quite often it's for your own protection because they don't want to upset you or wind you up. I think this person is not really sure of his or her feelings. They seem to be out of balance. They may be a bit depressed or a bit fed up. Depression, I often say, is probably not the right word, but they're not seeming to be functioning the way they normally would. They could be going through an emotional trauma of some kind in their own personal life. I don't think this is a bad person. I just think they've got more to them than they're revealing. I don't think they're up to no good. Okay, that's what the reading's about. What do they really want? What do they really intend for you? I don't see this as a soulmate thing yet, but it could change into that. But you may not be looking for this as a love thing. It could be your family member, your son or your daughter. It doesn't have to be a lover we're looking at here. But the main theme of the reading, number 4, that I'm picking up from Spirit is secrecy. So that can mean to me that you also are being secretive and deep, and maybe you're not being fully open with this person either. It doesn't mean you're being naughty or deceitful, but you may just be holding back on things that maybe you should let out, or maybe you're thinking you should let out later on. Don't do it yet if you're not ready. I think you'll find that on a separate issue, I believe that you're trying to share your feelings. Well, it's not a separate issue, but you're trying to share your feelings with this connection, this man or woman, and possibly children or family members, and you're being spread a bit thinly, and you're trying to love everybody at once, and I won't say you can't do that, but it can be tiring, because everybody seems to want not just your attention, but they want your feelings, they want your love. That tells me that some of you, number 4, may have children, but you may be looking after elderly parents. It's something like that. I think the connection we're looking at, this chap or this lady, is not the only one you've got to concern yourself with. You may be looking after children or trying to spread your love too thinly, and it feels as though you can't, but I think you can. You just got to be careful you don't wear yourself down. I'll repeat what I said earlier. There is an ending in this reading. You may be coming to the end of a bad problem and things are getting better. But it can be the end of a job, it can be the end of studies, it could be a moving house and the end of an era. Whatever it is, it will open up new doors. Whatever the ending is, don't fear it, because endings have to come. We go through stages, and you're coming to the end of one stage, you're reaching the end of a chapter in your book, and you turn the page and there's a brand new chapter. So enjoy the next chapter. Don't be sad about endings, because you can't change it and there's no point. Some of you are moving house. Now this movement of house, number 4, could well be linked to the person we're looking at, that we're asking this question, what do they really want? Do they want you to move in with them? It's possible. Do they want you to move out? That's possible too. but I think whatever they've got hidden away is more secretive than it is nasty, okay? I don't think it's a thing they're keeping from you in a nasty way to hurt your feelings. I think they're protecting your feelings, actually. I think one of the people in this reading is quite solid, and it suits you. They may be a bit predictable, but you like to know where you stand with people. You're the kind of person, number 4, that likes to know, tell me now, don't tell me in 3 weeks' time, I need to know now. If something's not being told to you, it can wind you up, and you're likely to say, tell me what you're thinking. You're likely to ask them, and that's not a bad thing. Now, you're linked to another man or lady who is quite wealthy. Do you know who that is? If not, you're going to soon. This wealthy person, I'm afraid, is also interested in you. If it's a romantic thing we're looking at now, not a son or a daughter, if it's a romantic thing we're looking at now, number 4, then you have another admirer. And I think you know who it is. That he or she may not be free. They could be, but they may be married, or they may be just about to be unmarried, going through a divorce. But they're quite wealthy. May not be wealthy in money, they may be just wealthy in charisma and beauty, because men can have beauty as well, beauty inside. But it's someone who's rich in, possibly rich in money, but they could just be rich in personality. And that's the kind of person that really will turn you on. You'll find that very attractive. Turn you on is probably not the right words either, but it's something that floats your boat, as they say. You'll like that. You like successful people. You like people, number 4, who've got a little bit of intelligence, a bit of go about them. You may not be too keen on people that are plodding along and predictable and sometimes a bit stayed in their ways. So you may be going from one extreme to the other here, number 4. It's good, it's exciting, it's a Mills and Boon. I love romantic readings, as I said to number 3. And this one seems to be romantic. If this person is up to no good and keeping things from you, I don't think it's meant in a malicious way. I think they may be just secretive by nature. They may not even realise they're doing it. You feel like shaking them and saying, speak to me sometimes, speak to me, I need to know what you're thinking. And don't do that, because you could upset them. But it seems to me, on a separate subject, number 4, you've got some money coming your way. It's a share of money. That can be sometimes when you sell a property and you have to share the goods, which can be, of course, divorces. It can be splitting up of a partnership. It could be a business partnership, splitting up. But of course, with the magic numbers I'm going to give you, it could be a win. So the share of money is predicted. Stay with me for the lucky numbers. They were chosen earlier, but with my spirit guides helping. So, some of you, number 4, are travelling soon. It will be linked to this connection. Are you travelling to see one of your kids? One of your children? Are you travelling to see your parents? Or are you travelling to see this connection, this man or lady? You're travelling and it looks really good, so don't fear that either. I think you're a person that likes to give your feelings to as many people as you can. That doesn't mean you're flirtatious. It means you're a loving, kind person, and you should be proud of that, number 4. There's nothing wrong with that. Try not to be secretive yourself as well. Going back to the property thing, if you're dealing with property sales or purchases, it seems to involve more than one person. So you may be selling or renting something out to more than one person. Could be a student let or something like that, or a couple buying something from you, or you may be buying property with another person. Whatever it is, it's good, it's happy, it's positive, it's nothing to fear. I think you need to put an end to something. I don't know exactly what it is, but you're going to have to anyway. And that gives you a brand new start, number 4. I think you know what I mean, some of you. If not, pick one of my other numbers. And there's dozens of readings on my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. You could help me do that. And give me a like if you like this. We haven't finished yet. Share them with your friends and click the bell icon and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll say again, special thank you for watching this if you're alone. Now, before your lucky numbers, we're going to do some oracle cards and see if they back up this reading. These were shuffled an hour or 2 ago and they only get shuffled once before all these 4 readings are filmed. So, the first one is a water card. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Looks like it's someone's been building a stone monument in the middle of a river by the looks of that. This one says to you, number 4, celebrate a community of friends for happy announcements. Celebrate a community of friends or happy announcements, I beg your pardon. So, what did I say to you? There could be a proposal, there could be a wedding, there could be a moving in together. It's more like it, actually. Some kind of ending or new beginning is being proposed to you, and I think the spirit world are saying to you, celebrate it, enjoy it. When I say proposal, I don't necessarily mean a proposal of marriage. It could be a proposal to join together and live together and move in together. But it's that kind of thing. It seems to be a commitment that you may dither about because this connection is not the only one that's interested in you, okay? And I think you know that. You've got some very special characteristics, and they're appealing to people. People like it. They look at you and they like you. They like what they see, number 4. So it's good. So remember that. Celebrate a community of friends or happy announcements. So maybe your friends are going to announce they're getting engaged. Maybe your friends are going to announce they're having a baby or they're getting married. But celebrate with them. And when I filmed this today, it's near to Christmas soon, but that's not what this is about. You could watch this in April or May or in the middle of the summer. You'll watch this reading when the time is right, and you found it today, so the time's right. Let's get another one. We do 4 of these. An earth card this time. And it looks like the desert, and the sun's going down. Or is it coming up? One or the other. This one's saying to you, number 4, put your needs first for a change, and things will become much more clear. So, I've just told you so many times, you're giving. You're giving love, you're giving your feelings and caring for people, maybe caring for relatives or children. It's saying to you, put your own feelings first for a change, okay? Think about number 1 for a change. Put your own needs first for a change, and things will become much more clear. You know what that means. I can see it in your eyes, number 4. You know what that means. Let's try another one. Another water card this time. Oh, back to front. Oh, there we are. It's the same lady on the cover as on the picture there. A water card. It says to you, number 4, things not turning out how you'd hoped, try to see the positives of a situation. So if things haven't been going the way you wanted them to recently, you need to see the positives. If there is an ending, and I think there's going to be, don't see it as just a negative, the end of an era, what you're leaving behind. It's very hard not to do that, of course. When you move house, it's so sad when you shut the old door and you know you're never going to go back into that house again. That's just an example, but try to see the positives ahead of you rather than focusing on the negatives. That's what the spirits are saying to you here, number 4. I think they're concerned about you, that you're worrying about things and you shouldn't be. Stop worrying. One more oracle card and your lucky numbers. Another water card. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Don't know how they filmed that one. Is it Photoshop again? I don't know. This one says to you, number 4, somebody wants to help you. Someone wants to help you. Think of who it might be and initiate contact. Somebody, maybe on the end of the phone or on Facebook or Twitter, they want to help you. So they must be concerned about the situation you're in at the moment. I'll repeat, there's nothing nasty in this reading. But something's winding you up or bothering you, and this person may want to help you. And they may be afraid to say, because you'll say, mind your own business. But you're not going to do that. Somebody wants to help you, so make contact. Think about who it could be and make contact. I think, number 4, this is a positive reading. There are some negatives first. Once they're out of the way, things are going to take off and they're going to be better for you. And this person, what do they really want? That's the question. I think they're being secretive, they're hiding something, but I really don't think it's malicious. I really don't. So give them the benefit of the doubt. I can't choose what you're going to do next because there's a few options here, number 4. But to me, they all seem good. There are no warnings in this reading. The spirits are not saying to warn you of things that are bad. They're not doing that. So don't worry. Stop worrying. And let's give you some lucky numbers. These lucky numbers can be used for lotteries, casinos, that sort of thing. Do not gamble more than you normally do. Don't get me into trouble. And here are your lucky numbers, number 4. You want to write them down, or you could, of course, pause the video or run it back. Your lucky numbers, number 7, 11, 17, 20, 37 and 41. These lucky numbers may be familiar. They may be birthdays. They may be lucky numbers you already had in your mind. Wedding days, places you lived at, addresses, work check numbers. They may mean nothing at all to you, but these numbers are special. They were chosen by me with my spirit guides for number 4 before I started these readings. So I'll give them you one more time. Number 7, stick these on the lottery. 11, 17, 20, 37, 41. Those numbers could change your life for the better. Just use some of them. You don't need to use all of them. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you're alone. It's been a pleasure talking to you wherever you are in the world. From here in beautiful North Devon, just by the Atlantic Ocean, which I can hear sometimes. It's so close and it's dark now. Wherever you are in the world, have a lovely rest of your day, and thank you so much. And remember, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye.